The terrible, horrible itch. Rhino is one of the biggest animals of the savannah. He is tall, large, and very strong. Most animals are afraid of Rhino and stay out of his way. Even the lions leave him alone. He's too big that the elephant stayed out of his way.
Today, Rhino has a problem. He needs help. He has an itch on his back. It is a terrible, horrible itch, but most animals stay out of his way. So how will he ever find help for his problem? He tries to solve it himself.
Rhino can't reach the itch. He can't bend around enough to scratch it with his foot. He can't tip his head back enough to scratch it with his horn. He cannot do anything else until he scratches that itch. It's a terrible, horrible itch. He doesn't know what to do.
He tries to scratch it on a branch, but the branch breaks. He tries to scratch it on a tree trunk, but he knocks the tree over. He rolls on the ground. That helps a little, but soon the itch comes back. It's a terrible, horrible itch.
The itch makes Rhino cranky. He stomps to the water hole. This scares the other animals away, but he doesn't care. He was in the mood. The mood calls him off, but it doesn't not stop the itch. Rhino stomps across the savannah to find a solution.
A herd of cattle sees Rhino coming. They can sense that he is cranky. They don't know why he is cranky and they don't want to find out. They bound away, out of his path. Nobody wants to be near a cranky Rhino.
A lioness in the grass sees Rhino coming. She doesn't want to risk being hurt by his horn or getting stepped on by his giant feet. She flattens herself down and watches Rhino stomp by. Nobody wants to be near a cranky Rhino.
A giraffe near a tree sees Rhino coming. Giraffes are very curious. This giraffe is curious too. He decides he will rather watch what happens from a safe distance. So he moves behind a tree. Nobody wants to be near a cranky Rhino.
A herd of Cape buffalo looks up at Rhino. They are not as big as him, but they are very big and strong. Each buffalo has two large, sharp horns. The buffalo are not afraid of Rhino. They are not even really afraid of lions.
Rhino stops stomping and peers over at the buffalo herd. He can see something moving on each buffalo's back. Why are there animals moving on their backs? Rhino doesn't think he would like something on his back. He wonders to himself, what can that be?
Birds, little brown birds, are sitting the buffalo's backs. They are not afraid of the buffaloes. Some are just sitting there quietly. Others are hopping around very busily. They look for books on the buffalo's backs. Then they pull the books off and eat them.
One of the little brown birds looks over at Rhino, who is standing nearby and staring. The bird notices that Rhino doesn't have a beard on his back. The bird wonders if she can find more books on Rhino's back. She decides to take a look.
The little brown bird flies over and lands on Rhino's back. She is not afraid of Rhino. The bird hops around looking for books. She searches up towards Rhino's head and then down towards Rhino's tail. Rhino holds still and waits to see what the little brown bird is going to do.
The little brown bird sees a book on Rhino's back. It is beating his skin. The book is what is making Rhino itch. The bird tucks the book loose and eats it. Then she finds a few more and does the same thing. Rhino feels much better.
Finally, the itch is gone. Now Rhino and his friend are always together. He keeps her safe because he's so big and strong. She keeps the book of his because she depends on books for food.